So in light of Becca not being here, in terms of Kindred from the IRF perspective, IRF stands for Inpatient Rehab Facility, and we have several hospitals, about 30 hospitals, inpatient rehab facility hospitals throughout the country. Inpatient rehab is a post-acute stay, so it's any hospital stay after an acute care hospital stay where somebody would need some extra rehab. And part of the requirements are that they need to be able to receive 3 hours of therapy per day, and therapy is physical therapy, occupational therapy, or speech therapy. So in terms of wanting to make this a more hospital / hotel-like experience instead of a clinical experience, although it is a clinical experience, we want our folks that stay with us to feel comfortable and warm and not like they're in a clinical setting necessarily, because they're going to be with us for an average of 14 days. So half of a month, they're going to be in a hospital room. So if you've ever been in a hospital or in a clinical setting like that, that although they're going to be in a lot of rehab therapy, they're also going to have a lot of time in their rooms and things like that. So we're just wondering, what are some of the things that we could do to make that stay more hotel-like, and different opportunities for enrichment or any type of interaction with our patients. Our patients aren't all older. We do have younger folks in there. They aren't pediatric, so folks have to be, are adults. They're over 18. But so we have all age ranges. And we're just looking to see, our focus is return to home. So all of these folks are in our facilities in order to be at a higher level of function so that they can go home safely. So we're working on a lot of transitions and things like that, community reentry. So that's the clientele, if you will. What other questions are out there? What does that give you a better feel for what an inpatient rehab facility is? What we're looking for? Or who our clients are?
So are you ready for us to ask questions? Because like our kids have like 10 questions. I don't know. But you did so like, is it okay just to ask? Because like these are questions our girls had. Are you cool to ask? Okay. So like our girls are very excited. They want to know if a pool would be appropriate for any of the physical rehab, or they are ready to make a pool. I don't know. And that's a silly question, but I told them I would ask.
That is absolutely not a silly question. And in fact, we do have one facility that has a pool for therapy. So that is not out of the question. No.
Well, tell them don't just limit it to pools, right?
Right.
Hydrotherapy, right?
Okay. Yeah. Believe me, they're not limiting anything. Some crazy stuff.
Love it.
I've got a question.
Uh-huh.
My girls, and of course I'm just now getting it. I'm like this much into Minecraft. They're asking about mods, and is basically everything okay that they create?
So in the past, in the past they've not allowed mods, just for the competition.
Okay, so I'll tell them no mods. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
That's that was just one thing they asked about, and I don't know what they are, so I told them I'd find out. So
I don't know what they are either.
Okay, well,
it's okay, Linda. You don't have to know, because that's something within Minecraft, and I only know because I have a son.
Keep going, Cindy.
Just jump in.
Well, I see Glenn's hands up, so I don't want to overtake
him.
When you finish, I got a question.
Who's up? Glenn, you want to go?
Is she finished? Are you finished?
I mean, here's like, go ahead and go, because I got a lot. So
I'm brand new. I've never been to any of these meetings, and I don't know. Jim put me on the list a long time ago. I said maybe. And so I guess what I'd really like to do is kind of get a general idea. I work with kids that are, just all all genders, of course, like any other school. And I have them only during the day. I don't have them after school. So I can't do anything after school with them, but I can do anything in school. I can kind of segmented projects like this. So I think I can do this, right? Probably.
Absolutely. And you know what, Glenn, we can meet too offline. Like Mila introduced herself, and there are several of us that are providing some direct support to you all as coaches. And so we can meet with you one-on-one and kind of talk through how to support you as you figure out what that's going to look like in your classroom. So for sure.
We are doing a ton with Minecraft and all kinds of stuff. And I wanted to find out, two things. One is, when this is this going to be kind of like a project where you're going to a designer, the designer is going to give you like specs and a proposal for a whole entire facility and how it's all going to work and how it's going to look and layout and everything, like kind of like Swope Design Group in town when they go and design a new restaurant and that type of thing. Do I have the right idea?
So the information that we've given people is really that slide that has kind of the challenge. We do have a curriculum that we've shared with folks, and I can share that with you if you don't have access to it. That does kind of scaffold the process. And then we have, our coaches that really work directly with teachers. But beyond that, really the specs are up to you. The purpose of having the Kindred team here today is because they have a ton of information as you go through that design thinking process. This is a great opportunity for the kids to kind of build empathy in terms of what the needs of the Kindred team and their patients are. But beyond that, it's really up to you all and the imagination of your kiddos.
So this is more of a creative build rather than a technical build. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. All right. And then it's going to kind of fit the needs of these patients and things. Okay, I got you. Okay. I think that's it.
Great. All right, Cindy, back around to you.
Okay, so we want to know about animal therapy. Is that something that they wanted to have that, but they didn't know if that was cool? So
I'm 2 thumbs up. Yes, definitely.
Okay. A weight room. We want to know about a weight room for physical therapy. Would there be a weight room?
Yes, definitely a weight room. And a large percentage of the square footage of the facility is rehab gym space because there is so much therapy going on for these patients. We also have a smart car in the facility. I think there's a picture in the handout of the car. So there's a smart car in every gym, inside the gym, to practice transfers, return to home, that type of thing.
They'll love that. They'll love that.
It's on page 11, I think, of your handout.
Okay. Just a couple more. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to take over the conversation.
No, that's what this is for.
Is there like how many in a particular facility, about how many people would you serve in a particular facility?
Probably 30 to 50. So 30, 40, or 50. It depends on, which location and how many certified beds they have, but that gives you
and then don't laugh. They want to know if it's okay to have a dance room. They want to I don't know. We had a whole conversation about disco balls. It was a whole thing. So they want to know if like a dance room, like where I guess they think they could do, like they were like they could learn how to move. So I don't know. We didn't know. So dance, no.
There's not a dance studio, but they do have these activity rooms or day rooms where they could move chairs around and things like that and do certain functional activities like that. So I don't think that that's out of the question.
Okay. And then the very last one we have is, I guess it's 2-part. Do your facilities have multiple floors?
Yes.
And okay, so they do. And then is there a preference? Like, is there something that should only occur on the first floor versus something that would be more appropriate for a second floor?
I guess that's a good question. I guess the swimming pool has to stay on the first floor, most likely. And the kitchen and dining tends to be on the first floor, but then they bring carts upstairs for folks who don't travel floor to floor. But
I think they were confirmed, like we had a whole conversation on like stairs and elevators and ramps and such. So we didn't know if certain patients were like, are there like patient rooms on both floors? So if you were like in a wheelchair, maybe you would. Okay, so both floors. Okay.
patient
That is a great intuitive question from the girls.
Yeah.
Because they're really thinking about if your patient has a higher acuity or higher needs, should those patients be on the first floor instead of the second floor? That's an amazing, insightful observation, in my opinion, as a clinician myself. I love that. That is really great.
Well, our girls are really good, but we meet 4 days a week for 30 minutes a day. And so they are like they are hopped up. They're in it. They never want to go back to class. So they have all the questions. So I think that's all the questions I was supposed to ask. So thank you very much.
No, that was great.
Yeah, those were great questions.
Oh, I do have one more. Sorry.
No.
Employee groups. Like we were going to try to make like either we can't decide if it's villagers or agents or whoever who make what are the different like we know like nurses, we didn't know who employee groups would be.
So nursing, and then housekeeping, dietary, administration. Who am I missing? Therapy. Department.
Right.
I'm missing somebody,
but they just kind of wanted the main role groups.
Yeah, those are the big groups.
Great. Thank you very much.
Great.
Yeah.
Those are amazing questions. Oh my goodness. Welcome, Kathy, and welcome, Becca. We're so glad you made it.
Thank you. I'm sorry I had such technical difficulties,
No,
but excited to be a part of it.
Well, we difficulties, so no worries. Kathy.
Another question. Did you all talk about a due date for this before I popped in?
So Michelle and I were talking, originally we had talked about doing a February date. There has been a lot going on in schools these days. And so, I think we've talked about moving it farther into the spring to give everyone a little bit more chance to, a little bit of additional opportunity to design. So we'll be in touch with that via email, but once we can get a finalized date for the celebration. But yes, we're thinking closer to April.
Okay, because my girls who game are also doing an STLP project with their girls who game. So we've got like double projects going on at once. And if they're all due at once, I'll go crazy. So April sounds amazing to me.
Okay.
Yes.
Great.
Okay. All right.
That was feedback that we got from Debbie Unger as well. She had said that it was really just a busy time with STLP projects and said like it would really help more people. And I was hoping we could get a few more people on board if we push that deadline back a little bit. But Cindy, will your kids build the universe before that April deadline? Are they going to run out of stuff?
I mean, they just keep adding. Like you have no idea. We've been like planning on graph paper this week, so we kind of have an idea because we have 24 girls doing it, and so you don't even want to know. It's going to be. I don't know. I don't even know how you could build it, but they'll be.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
Cindy, that's my problem. I've got like 24 girls, so we've decided to make 2.
Great.
And then we'll vote on what you're going to make 4. Okay. Well, maybe I'll do that. I was worried we were going to eeny, meeny, miny, mo, which one was the best. Maybe we could submit them all.
I don't know how we're going to submit them, but we thought 6 in a group was pushing worlds.
Okay. Well,
we have 4 groups.
Well, I may split up some groups tomorrow then. Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's great. We'll have more information again farther closer to the time, but we usually do the submissions via Flipgrid, and so we'll just share a grid with you all, and then you can upload as many videos as you want, and we'll see if the Kindred team is willing to help us do some judging and get some feedback going for everybody, and then kind of have a big celebration together.
Judging? How the heck are we going to pick a winner? There's no way. I'm sure they're all going to be just awesome. That's going to be the hardest part if that's the case.
For sure. Any other questions from the girls that came up? I know I have a couple that got sent via email, but let's see if anybody else has them first. Or one of the ones that was sent via email was, why are you looking for new ideas?
Well, there's always a way to make things better.
Yeah, so I'm going to jump in here. So yes, absolutely. We're always evolving. But I think, just like so many industries, we're always looking to enhance our experience, the experience of our customer. In our case, our customers are patients and their families. So this is really just a way for us to evolve and make sure that we're utilizing current technology and leveraging that to enhance the experience for our patients and their family.
And just to tie into that, we want to be best in class in inpatient rehab facilities. So anything we can do to differentiate ourselves and use technology for that would definitely be a win for us.
Yeah.
So we haven't really talked about the technology piece that much. Can you guys talk a little bit about how you use technology currently? And then if you have any goals around next level technology.
I mean, the obvious one that comes to my mind is the electronic medical record. We use an EMR, and it's displayed on thin clients that are on rolling carts called WOWs, workstations on wheels. And so the electronic medical record rolls around the facility, room to room, and it can also follow the patient into therapy with them, and it can follow them into the dining room and all those types of things. So that's our main technology, if you will. We also use a lot of robotics in our rehab gym. So we have things called the Exoskeleton, where somebody who's got a stroke or some sort of rehab that needs to be done in terms of an injury can be in the exoskeleton, and the skeleton can actually be moved like a robot and help retrain patients in terms of different movement. We have there's some other things in the handout. They use sensory OT computers, and then another application called Rehab Tracker. So they have a mobile device that they can use to work with the patients, and then they also communicate back to the families with the Rehab Tracker device. So that's a mobile platform that we use. We have meal tracker in the dining room to keep up with dietary.
We also have financial applications. So our facilities utilize those, for tracking what expenses have occurred and in terms of submitting it to insurance, that sort of thing.
I think too, for the girls, maybe they could start thinking about, okay, now they've got their mind maybe wrapped around the space, right? They're having fun with pools and animals and all of that sort of thing. Now, where are you going to insert technology for someone that's there for weeks at a time? Is it a gaming system? Is it, something that you're going to put up on the TV? Is it a projector that you're going to, project some kind of movie in your ballroom? You know what I mean? So I think they're having a lot of fun building the space. And then maybe the next step is to think about, what pieces of technology do you think someone that's there long term would want to do? Because they have visitors, right? So, maybe your visitor could come in and interact with, anytime you can get that interaction between family and patient, all of that is really therapy. I'm using quotes because it's not like officially recorded therapy, but any type of patient engagement that you can stimulate them with, so they're not just sitting in their bed or in their chair, is really helpful.
And engagement with the families and visitors too. I mean, that's a big piece of our marketing. If somebody goes home and says, oh my gosh, that's a state-of-the-art facility and here's why. That's a good marketing tool for us.
Absolutely. So along those lines, one of the other questions is, what do patients who are at Kindred say about it? What's the number one compliment and the number one complaint you receive?
Oh dear, let me think. I know compliment-wise, they always compliment the therapy staff. They are spending 3 hours a day with the therapy staff, and therapy's doing their goals and that type of thing. So, and that's what we're known for. So I think our therapy staff is our definite number one compliment. And complaint is probably the food or the meals. That could probably stand to be enhanced. So I don't know if we could use technology there, but That could definitely be room for improvement.
Great.
I see a Minecraft sushi bar in our future.
Any others as the conversation has progressed here? Some great information. It's fantastic.
Sorry, I do actually have one. Are patients in rooms alone or with other people?
We have most of our facilities are private rooms, so they have a room to themselves, private room. But a lot of times family members come, and we do have visiting hours, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. But that can, depending on the situation, that's typical.
Okay. Kindred team, anything we didn't ask you that you think is just really important for the girls to know as they're starting their designing process?
Length of stay is on average 12 to 14 days. So I don't know if that's important, but that's a number that that we track.
Linda, I'm going to ask one on their behalf. Is there a condition that brings them into the facility more than any other? Like a broken hip or neuro rehab or things like that?
I would say the most prevalent are stroke recovery, brain injury, and or amputations. So those are kind of the high, heavy rehab diagnoses.
I think that's great context for the girls to think about. So if you have an amputee that's coming in, you want to think about the things you're going to put in their room and how they're going to function and what you're offering them versus someone that's in stroke recovery, right? Because those items might look a little bit different. So I think that's some great context to think about clinically with the technology in the space.
Yep.
Thank you, Linda.
Yeah, no, thanks.
All right, great. Final questions.
I love these questions. This is so exciting.
Very exciting. Very exciting. Well, JCPS team, thank you so much for coming prepared with questions. We are super excited just with the energy and enthusiasm, just the depth of the questions of the girls. You can really tell they're thinking. So awesome to hear. And to the Kindred team, thank you all so much for being willing to share these insights and more information, giving us a window into your community. So thank you all for coming.
Certainly.
Thank you.
Yep,
Our
you.
pleasure.
Thanks all.
Thank
Thanks
you.
so much.
Bye, everyone.
Everybody.
Thank
Have a great
you.
day.
Thank you all for coming.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye.
Linda.